Captain Tadawon walked slowly through the empty halls of the HFY. His footsteps echoed on the metal floor. The old battleship had been his home for 15 years now, not as its captain in war, but as its keeper in peace. Another day with no visitors, he said to himself, running a hand along the cold wall. The HFY was once the pride of Earth's fleet. Now it was just a museum ship, floating in orbit, almost forgotten. Taiwan was 73 years old. His hair was white, his face lined with age. But his eyes were still sharp, still held the fire of a soldier. He wore a simple blue uniform with a small pin that showed he had once been a real captain. As he checked the main control room, he heard quick footsteps behind him. "Captain, I didn't know you were here so early," said Jinsu, rushing in with tools in her hands. She was young, maybe 25, with short black hair and bright eyes full of energy. "And what are you doing with those tools, Jinsu?" Taiwan asked, but he was smiling. He knew very well what she was doing. Jinsu looked down at the tools, then back up with a guilty smile. "Just some maintenance. Maintenance that is not on the museum schedule." Taiwan raised an eyebrow. "The old girl deserves better than to just sit here and rust," Jinsu said, patting the control panel like it was a pet. "I've been working on the engine systems, just to keep them preserved." Taiwan nodded. Jinsu was supposed to be just a museum assistant, but she was also the best engineer he had ever met. She loved the old ship as much as he did, maybe more. "Show me," he said. Jinsu's face lit up. She led him down to the engine room, talking fast about power systems and drive cores. Taiwan understood only half of what she said, but he loved her passion. The engine room was huge and dark, but when Jinsu flipped a switch, lights came on that hadn't worked in years. "You fixed the backup power?" Taiwan asked, surprised. "And more," Jinsu said proudly. She pressed another button, and a low hum filled the room. The main screen lit up, showing engine readings. "The main reactor can run at 60% now." Taiwan stared in shock. "Jinsu, this ship was supposed to be dead. All weapons and engines were to be disabled when it became a museum." "On paper, yes," Jinsu said with a sly smile. "But nobody really checked very well. I've been fixing things at night for 2 years now." Taiwan should have been angry. This was against all rules. But instead, he felt a strange pride. "Why?" he asked simply. Jinsu's smile faded. "Because everyone is forgetting. The Galactic Council tells us we don't need ships like this anymore. They say war is behind us. They'd make us feel ashamed of our history." She touched the engine with care. "But this ship saved Earth once. I think that matters." Before Taiwan could answer, his comm unit beeped. It was a message from the museum director. "Captain Taiwan, please come to my office immediately. We have received notice from the council." Taiwan looked at Jinsu with worry. "Keep this quiet," he said, gesturing to the running engine. "I'll see what this is about." 20 minutes later, Taiwan stood stiffly in the director's small office as the man delivered the news. "The museum is being closed," the director said, not meeting Taiwan's eyes. "The council sees no value in preserving old military vessels. They say it sends the wrong message to new member species." "And the HFY?" Taiwan asked, his voice tight. "To be scrapped next month." Taiwan felt like he had been hit. The HFY was the last of her kind. When she was gone, that whole chapter of human history would be gone too. As he walked back to the ship, his mind was racing. He needed to tell Jinsu. Perhaps there was still time to save something, some piece of the past. He didn't know then that the past was about to become very important again. 1 week after the bad news, Taiwan sat in the small staff room with Jinsu. They were watching the news on a screen. A new alien race had been found at the edge of council space. They were called the Vidari. "They look fierce," said Jinsu, looking at the images. The Vederi were tall with dark scales and 4 eyes. "The council says they are peaceful," said Tadwan, but his voice showed doubt. The news showed the council's grand welcome ships meeting the Vederi fleet. All smiles and hope for new friends among the stars. Taiwan leaned forward suddenly. "Wait. Pause it there." Jin Su stopped the video. "What is it?" "They're ships. Look at how they're positioned." Taiwan pointed at the screen. The Vederi ships were in a strange pattern. "That's not a peaceful formation. That's—" A loud beep from Jin Su's tablet cut him off. She looked down, then her face went pale. "Captain, all emergency channels just lit up." They ran to the control room of the old ship. Jin Su turned on the main screen. What they saw made them freeze. The Council welcome fleet was being destroyed. The Vederi ships had opened fire without warning. Their weapons tore through the Council's shields like they were nothing. "Those Council ships have the best defenses in the galaxy," whispered Jin Su. "Against known weapons," said Tadwan. "The Vederi are using something different. Something old." The screen showed more news coming in. The Vederi had attacked 3 more systems. The Council fleet was falling back. "They weren't ready," said Tadwan. "The Council has been at peace so long they forgot how to fight a real war." Jin Su looked at him with wide eyes. "How could they forget that?" "Easy. They wanted to forget. War is ugly. The Council likes things clean and nice." Taiwan's eyes were hard now. Humans know war is never clean. The door slid open, and the museum director rushed in. "Captain, we have orders from Earth Command. All non-essential personnel must evacuate the station. The Vederi have broken through at Proxima Centauri." "That's only 4 light-years away," said Jin Su, her voice shaking. "How does the Council responding?" asked Tadwan. The director looked down. "They've ordered a full retreat to protect their core worlds. Earth is not a priority." Taiwan wasn't surprised. Humans were still new to the Council, still not fully trusted. "So Earth stands alone?" asked Jin Su. "Not alone. But our defenses were built to Council standards," said the director. "If their ships can't stop the Vederi." Taiwan walked to the old captain's chair and put his hand on it. "Council ships are too predictable. Too proper. I studied the old battle records. The Vederi fight like we used to before we joined the Council." The director's comm unit beeped. He listened, then looked at Taiwan with shock. "That was Admiral Du Hyun from Earth Defense. The Vederi just destroyed our main orbital station. They're asking if there are any other ships available." Jin Su stepped forward. "Captain, should I tell them?" Taiwan looked around the old control room. The Hidoji asterisk was a relic, a museum piece, but it was built for war, real war, not the clean battles the Council fought. "Yes," said Tadwan. "Tell Admiral Du Hyun that we have 1 more ship, and it remembers how to fight." The director shook his head. "This is crazy. The Hidoji asterisk is 150 years old. It can't fight modern ships." "No," said Taiwan with a small smile. "But that might be exactly why it can win." "Jin Su, how fast can you have the engines at full power?" Jin Su grinned. "They already are, Captain." Outside, in the black of space, lights began to glow on the hull of the old battleship. Lights that had been dark for over a century. Admiral Du Hyun stared at the report in front of him. His face was grim. 6 Earth defense ships had been lost in just 2 hours. The Vederi weapons cut through their shields like they weren't even there. His aide ran in with a tablet. "Sir, we have a call from the Orbital Museum. They say they have a ship." Do Hyun frowned. "A museum ship. That's their idea of help." The large screen on the wall lit up. Captain Tadwan's face appeared. "Admiral, the Hidoji asterisk is ready for action," said Tadwan. "Captain, I appreciate your spirit, but that ship is ancient. It would be suicide," said Du Hyun. With respect, sir, that's exactly why it might work. The Vedari are cutting through modern shields because they found a weakness. But the Hidoji doesn't use those shields. It has old-style armor plating. Do Hyun raised an eyebrow. Armor plating. That's technology from before first contact. Yes, sir. Crude but effective. And our weapons are different too. Not the clean laser systems of today. We have missiles, railguns, even nuclear warheads. Nuclear. Those were supposed to be removed when the ship became a museum. Taiwan smiled slightly. It seems the removal was not complete. Jin Su stepped into the frame. Sir, I've been maintaining the ship's systems in secret. The Hidoji can fight. It's not pretty, but it works. Do Hyun was silent for a moment. Then another alarm sounded. More Vedari ships had entered the system. We have no choice, he finally said. But you'll need a crew. I've thought of that, said Taiwan. Jin Su has contacted some friends, history experts, engineers, even some military cadets who studied old tactics. An hour later, the museum dock was busy with people. 20 volunteers had arrived. Most had never been on a real starship, but all knew the Hidoji from history books. A woman with smart eyes and quick steps approached Taiwan. Captain, An Youngme, I teach battle history at the academy. I know every tactic this ship ever used. Good, said Taiwan. You're my tactical officer now. Jin Su was running from one station to another, showing people how the old systems worked. The control room hummed with nervous energy. Main engine at full power. Weapons systems online. Hull integrity at 92%, reported Jin Su. Not bad for an old lady, said Taiwan, patting the captain's chair. The dock clamps released with a loud clang. The Hidoji was free for the first time in 150 years. Take us out, slow and steady, ordered Taiwan. The huge ship moved away from the museum dock. Its engines glowed blue against the blackness of space. On the main screen, they could see Earth, beautiful and blue. And beyond it, the flashes of battle where the last Earth ships fought the Vedari. Sir, we're being hailed by the Vedari, said Yang Mi from the comm station. Put them through, said Taiwan. A Vedari face filled the screen. 4 cold eyes stared at them. Human vessel, you will surrender or be destroyed. Your defenses are useless against us. Taiwan stood up. This is Captain Taiwan of the Earth battleship Hidoji. We do not surrender. The Vedari made a sound like laughter. Your ship is primitive. It has no place in modern war. That's where you're wrong, said Taiwan. War never changes. Only the weapons do. And sometimes the old ways work best. He turned to his new crew. Battle stations. Young Me, plot an attack course. Jin Su, ready all weapons. Let's show these Vedari how humans used to fight. The Hidoji turned toward the enemy, its old engines roaring to life. The museum ship was going to war. The Hidoji moved toward the battle, slow but steady. Inside, Jin Su ran from one station to another, her hands flying over old controls. Captain, I found something. She called out, her voice excited. There's a sealed weapons room that wasn't on the museum maps. Taiwan followed her down to the lower deck. A heavy metal door stood before them, marked with faded warning signs. Can you open it? Asked Taiwan. Jin Su smiled and punched a code into the old keypad. The door slid open with a groan. Inside, racks of missiles lined the walls. Not the clean, precise weapons of modern ships, but big, ugly things made for pure destruction. Nuclear warheads, whispered Taiwan. Class 3 EMP payloads, armor-piercing rounds. He looked at Jin Su with wide eyes. These were supposed to be removed before the ship became a museum. Someone didn't do their job very well, said Jin Su with a grin. Lucky for us. They felt the ship shake. On the wall screen, They saw a Vedari scout ship passing by. It had seen them but wasn't attacking yet. "They're scanning us," said Jin-Soo, looking at the data. "They don't think we're a threat." Taiwan smiled. "Good. Let's keep it that way until we're ready." He pressed his comm unit. "Young Mei, what's our status?" Young Mei's voice came through clear. 3 Vedari destroyers are attacking the last Earth defense ship. They haven't noticed us yet. Their main fleet is still 10 minutes out. Perfect. Jin-Soo, can you load these missiles? Already on it, Captain. Back on the bridge, Taiwan found Yang Mei studying old battle logs on her screen. "Captain, look at this," she said, pointing to the screen. The Hidoji fought in the Ta City campaign against the Orion fleet. Their ships had similar weapons to the Vedari. "And how did we beat them?" asked Taiwan. Yang Mei smiled. "By being unpredictable. Modern ships follow set patterns in battle. The Hidoji was programmed to be random, to do the unexpected." The ship shuddered again, more strongly this time. "What was that?" asked Taiwan. A young man at the sensor station looked up. "Sir, the reactor core is drawing more power than we thought. It's running at 95% capacity. Is that safe?" asked Taiwan. Jin-Soo rushed onto the bridge, her face flushed with excitement. "It's more than safe. It's perfect. The old girl was holding back on us. Her reactor was in hibernation mode all these years. Now she's waking up fully." The lights on the bridge grew brighter. The hum of the engines deepened to a powerful growl. The whole ship seemed to come alive around them. "All weapons loaded," reported Jin-Soo. "Missile bays ready. Railguns charged. Point defense systems online." "Shields?" asked Taiwan. Jin-Soo shook her head. "No shields. Just good old armor plating. 10 meters thick in some places. That won't stop a direct hit from their main weapons," said Yang Mei with worry. "No," agreed Taiwan. "So we don't let them hit us. Yang Mei, pull up the old evasion patterns. Jin-Soo, give us all the speed you can." The Hidoji lurched forward, suddenly moving much faster. The museum tags and safety lines snapped off her hull like cobwebs. On the view screens, they could see the Vedari ships noticing them now, turning toward this new threat. "They've spotted us," said Yang Mei. "They're scanning us again. They look confused. They don't know what to make of us," said Taiwan, smiling grimly. "A ship that shouldn't exist, using technology they've never seen." He sat down in the captain's chair and fastened the old safety harness. "All hands, prepare for combat," he announced over the ship-wide comm. "The Hidoji is going to remind everyone why humans were feared before we joined the council." The old battleship roared toward the enemy, faster and more powerful than anyone had thought possible. It wasn't just a museum ship anymore. It was a weapon of war once again. The Vedari ships moved in perfect formation. 3 large destroyers, each one 10 times the size of the Hidoji. Their weapons were hot and ready. "They're targeting us," said Yang Mei, watching her screen. "Main weapons charging." "Evasive pattern Delta," ordered Taiwan calmly. The Hidoji suddenly dropped and spun, moving in a way that modern ships never did. The Vedari weapons fired, but hit only empty space. "They missed," shouted Jin-Soo with joy. "They expected us to move in a straight line or a simple curve," said Taiwan. "Modern ships are too predictable." The Hidoji kept moving in strange patterns. Up, down, sideways, spinning. The Vedari ships tried to follow but couldn't predict where the old ship would go next. "Sir, they're splitting up," reported Yang Mei. "Trying to surround us." Taiwan nodded. "Just as I hoped." "Jin-Soo, are the missiles ready?" "Yes, Captain. But they have anti-missile systems." "Old-style missiles?" asked Taiwan with a smile. Jin-Soo blinked, then grinned. "No, Captain. Their systems are designed to stop modern smart missiles. Ours are less smart. Launch missiles at the ship on the left. Full spread. The Hidoji shook as 10 missiles fired from its sides. The huge weapons flew toward the Vederi ship in simple, straight lines. The Vederi ship fired its defense lasers. 5 missiles exploded, but the other 5 kept going. They were too simple, too basic to be stopped by modern defenses. Impact in 3, 2, 1, counted Yangmei. The Vederi ship lit up as the missiles hit. Its shields flared and failed. Parts of its hull broke apart. Direct hit, yelled Jinsu. Don't celebrate yet, said Taiwan. The other 2 are still coming. The remaining Vederi ships fired again. This time, one beam hit the Hidoji. The old ship shuddered. Damage report, asked Taiwan. Armor plating held, said Jinsu with relief. It's ugly, but it works. Modern shields would have failed. Yangmei was still studying the old battle logs. Captain, I found something. Look at this tactic from the Battle of Proxima Centauri. Taiwan looked at her screen. The suicide dive. That's very risky. But it worked then, said Yangmei. And the Vederi ships have the same weakness. Taiwan thought for a moment, then nodded. All hands, brace for high-G maneuvers. Jinsu, give me all power to engines. Yangmei, plot the dive course. The Hidoji suddenly turned and flew straight at the nearest Vederi ship. Everyone on the bridge was pushed back into their seats by the force. They're firing, shouted Yangmei. Stay on course, ordered Taiwan. Wait for it. The Vederi ship's weapons blazed, but the Hidoji was moving too fast, and too strangely. At the last second, when it seemed the old ship would crash into the enemy, Taiwan gave a new order. Now, hard to port. All railguns fire. The Hidoji turned sharply, its side now facing the Vederi ship. Every railgun on that side fired at once. The ancient weapons sent solid metal slugs at incredible speed straight into the enemy ship. The Vederi ship's hull ripped open. It had no defense against such primitive weapons. Modern battles were fought with energy weapons and precise lasers, not hunks of metal moving at half the speed of light. Their engine core is hit, reported Jinsu. They're losing power. The bridge crew cheered as the Vederi ship began to drift, its lights flickering. But their victory was short-lived. The last Vederi destroyer moved in, firing all weapons. The Hidoji shook violently. Armor breached on decks 3 through 5, reported Jinsu. We can't take another hit like that. Taiwan gripped his chair. We need something they won't expect. Something no modern ship would do. Then his eyes lit up. Jinsu, do we still have the mining charges in cargo bay too? Jinsu looked confused, then smiled slowly as she understood the captain's plan. Yes, sir. They're still there. Good, said Taiwan. It's time to get dirty. Mining charges, asked Yangmei with wide eyes. Those are for breaking up asteroids. Exactly, said Taiwan. Jinsu, load them into the cargo launcher. The Hidoji shook again as the Vederi ship fired another shot. Warning lights flashed across the bridge. Armor failing on deck 7, reported Jinsu. We need to move fast. Hard to starboard, ordered Taiwan. Bring us around behind that moon. The old battleship turned sharply and flew toward a small moon. The Vederi ship followed, firing continuously. They're gaining on us, said Yangmei. Good, said Taiwan. Let them think we're running. The Hidoji reached the moon and flew behind it, out of the Vederi sight for a moment. Now stop engines, ordered Taiwan. Release the mining charges. Set them to proximity detonation. Jinsu worked quickly. Charges away, Captain. The Hidoji hung in space, engines dark. 20 small black boxes floated out behind it, barely visible against the darkness of space. Now we wait, said Taiwan. They didn't wait long. The Vederi ship came around the moon at full speed, weapons ready. It flew straight into the field of mining charges. The explosion was blinding. The charges were not designed as weapons, but each one held enough power to crack an asteroid. Together, they created a massive shockwave that hit the Vederi ship head-on. When the light faded, the enemy ship was still there, but badly damaged. Its front section was torn open, and it drifted without control. "Direct hit," shouted Jinsu. "They never expected a trap like that," said Yang Mei. "No modern warship would use mining tools as weapons." Taiwan nodded. "Start engines. Let's finish this." The Hidoji moved toward the damaged Vedari ship. Its railguns fired again, targeting the exposed engine core. The enemy ship exploded in a ball of blue fire. "Target destroyed," reported Yang Mei, her voice shaking with excitement. A new message came in on the comm system. It was Admiral Du Hyun. "Captain Taiwan, are we seeing this correctly? Did you just destroy 3 Vedari destroyers with a museum ship?" "Yes, Admiral," said Taiwan calmly. "The Hidoji remembers how to fight." "We need you back at Earth right away," said Du Hyun. "There's a civilian transport under attack. It's carrying 2,000 refugees, and we have no ships close enough to help." "We're on our way," said Taiwan. Jin Su, full power to engines. As they flew back toward Earth, Yang Mei studied the data from their battle. "Captain, I've been looking at the Vedari scanning patterns. They use a very advanced system that can detect any modern ship from light years away, but it seems to have trouble with our old hull material. They're looking for certain energy signatures," said Jin Su. "Our ship doesn't make those patterns. We're practically invisible to their long-range sensors. And our nuclear missiles," added Taiwan. "The Council banned those centuries ago. The Vedari sensors aren't designed to detect them." They reached Earth space in time to see a huge Vedari cruiser attacking the refugee ship. Its shields were failing. "They've spotted us," said Yang Mei. "They're turning to attack." "Good," said Taiwan. "Jin Su, activate the old jamming system." Jin Su pressed a series of buttons. "Jamming active, but it's very primitive." "That's why it will work," said Taiwan. "Modern ships don't use this frequency anymore. They won't expect it." The effect was immediate. The Vedari ship's weapons began firing randomly, missing the Hidoji completely. "They're blind," said Yang Mei with awe. "Nuclear missiles ready," reported Jin Su. "Fire," ordered Taiwan. 5 missiles launched from the Hidoji streaking toward the Vedari cruiser. The enemy ship had no time to react. The explosions ripped through its hull, breaking it apart. "The refugee ship is safe," said Yang Mei. A message came from Admiral Du Hyun again, his voice filled with amazement. "Captain, word of your success is spreading through the fleet. They're calling you the miracle ship." He paused. "I have a new question for you. How many more museum ships do we have?" Taiwan smiled. "I know of at least 5, Admiral. And I know just the people to command them." 3 days after the Hidoji's first victory, Earth's main command center was busy with activity. Admiral Du Hyun stood before a large screen showing 5 old ships. The Cheonset the Haesong the Dado the Bakwa and the Jumgang he said, pointing to each ship. "All museum vessels from before we joined the Council." Taiwan nodded. "I know these ships. The Cheonset was our first battle cruiser. The Haesong is a carrier. The others are destroyers like the Hidoji. Can they all be made ready?" asked Du Hyun. "With the right people, yes," said Taiwan. "Jin Su has already contacted engineering students who studied these old ships. Yang Mei knows retired officers who can help." A woman stepped forward. She wore the uniform of Earth's orbital defense. Her face was tired, but her eyes were sharp. "Captain Taiwan, I'm Han, Earth's defense coordinator. I've located all 5 ships. The Hazong and Dato are at Luna Museum Base. The others are at orbital museums around Mars and Venus. How long to get them ready? Asked Admiral Do-hyun. 1 week, maybe less, said Jin-soo. Many systems are still working. The Council never fully disabled them. We don't have a week, said Han, pointing to the main screen. Vedari scouts are already in the outer system. Their main fleet will be here in 3 days. Taiwan thought for a moment. We need to work faster then. Jin-soo, take a team to the Luna base. Start with the Hazong. A carrier will be most useful. Yes, Captain, said Jin-soo, already moving toward the door. Young Me, find every person who has studied old Earth warfare. I want them on these ships. Young Me nodded and left too. Admiral Do-hyun looked worried. Even with 6 old ships, we're outnumbered. The Vedari fleet has over 30 vessels. Numbers aren't everything, said Taiwan. These old ships fight differently. They're unpredictable. A loud alarm sounded. Hayan ran to a console, her face going pale. We have a problem. A Vedari strike team just destroyed the Mars Museum. The Vakwa is lost. They know what we're doing, said Do-hyun. They've seen what the Hidoji can do, and they're targeting our other museum ships. We need to move faster, said Taiwan. Hayan, send teams to Venus now. Protect the Jumgang at all costs. For the next 2 days, they worked without stopping. The Hidoji was repaired. The Hazong and Dato were brought online at Luna Base. The Chionsa and Jumgang were moved to Earth orbit. The crews were strange mixes of people. Old veterans, young students, history buffs, and engineers. None were regular military, but all understood the old ways of fighting. Taiwan stood on the bridge of the Hidoji looking at the 4 other ships on the screen. They were old and ugly compared to modern vessels. Their hulls were scratched and patched, but they were ready for war. The museum fleet, said Yang Mei with a small smile. That's what everyone is calling us now. A fitting name, said Taiwan. The comm system beeped. Admiral Do-hyun's face appeared on screen. Captain, the Vedari main fleet has reached Jupiter's orbit. They'll be here in 12 hours. He paused. A council ship just arrived. They're sending a representative to speak with us. An hour later, a tall alien with blue skin stood in Earth's command center. He was a Gen, one of the oldest council races. Earth must surrender, he said coldly. The council cannot help you. We must protect our core systems. We will not surrender, said Admiral Do-hyun. We will fight with what we have. The Gen looked at the screens showing the 5 old ships. With museum pieces. The Vedari will destroy them. And then they will destroy your world. Taiwan stepped forward. These museum pieces have already destroyed 5 Vedari ships, something your modern fleet failed to do. The Gen looked surprised. How is this possible? Because we remember what the Council tried to make us forget, said Taiwan. How to fight a real war. A new alarm sounded. Hayan ran in, her face excited this time. The Vedari have sent a message. They demand to speak with the commander of the ancient vessels immediately. The Vedari commander's face filled the screen. His 4 eyes glowed with anger. I am war leader Murek of the Vedari Dominion, he said, who commands these primitive vessels that attack my ships. I am Captain Taiwan of Earth, said Taiwan, stepping forward. We defend our home. Your vessels use banned weapons, said Murek. Nuclear missiles. Kinetic weapons. These are forbidden by council law. We are not bound by laws that don't protect us, replied Taiwan. The council abandoned Earth. We use what works. Murek's upper eyes narrowed. You fight like the ancients. like the ones who nearly destroyed our ancestors. The connection ended abruptly. The ancients asked Admiral Do-hyun. What did he mean? Yang Me was already searching through historical records on her tablet. Sir, I think I found something. In the oldest records, before Earth joined the Council, there was a war. The First Galactic War. That was 500 years ago, said Tadawan. Yes, but look at this, said Yang Me, showing her tablet. The war was between the early Council races and a species called the Corvin. The Corvin used weapons very similar to ours, and they nearly won. What happened to them? Asked Han. They were defeated when the Council races united. After that, the Council banned all primitive weapons. They called them cruel and barbaric. Taiwan thought for a moment. So the Vidari know these old weapons. They fear them. And they have a good reason, said Yang Me, still reading. These records show that human tactics are almost identical to Corvin tactics. The Council must have seen this when they first met humans. That's why they wanted us to forget our military past. A new message came in from Jin Su on the *Hazong*. Captain, I found something in the carrier's database. Old battle plans, formation flying patterns, electronic warfare codes, things the Council made illegal. Can you use them? Asked Taiwan. Better than that, said Jin Su with excitement. I can create a secure network using these old codes. The Vidari won't be able to listen in. Our ships can talk to each other without being heard. Do it, ordered Taiwan, and send all the battle plans to Yang Me. For the next 6 hours, the museum fleet prepared. Yang Me studied the ancient tactics and shared them with all 5 ships. Jin Su built a communication system using frequencies that hadn't been used in centuries. The regular Earth defense ships watched and learned. Their captains, trained in Council methods, had never seen such tactics. Many were shocked by the aggressive plans. This formation is too tight, said one modern captain. Ships could hit each other. That's the point, explained Tadawan. The enemy expects set distances between ships. If we fly closer, their targeting systems get confused. Slowly, the modern ships began to understand. They adjusted their systems to work with the old ways. When the Vidari fleet entered Earth orbit, they found not just 5 museum ships waiting for them, but 20 modern ships as well, all flying in formations not seen in 500 years. The Vidari attack began with a massive volley of energy weapons, but the Earth ships were not where they were supposed to be. They moved in random patterns, bunched together in tight groups, then spreading out rapidly. Their shots are missing, reported Yang Me from the tactical station. They're trying to predict our movements, said Tadawan. But they can't. We don't follow the rules. The *Hidoji* led a group of 3 modern ships in a direct attack on a Vidari cruiser. The modern ships fired their energy weapons while the *Hidoji* launched nuclear missiles from close range. The Vidari ship had no defense against this combined attack. It exploded in a bright flash. All across the battlefield, Earth ships were fighting with new confidence, using old methods that the enemy had forgotten how to counter. In the command center, Admiral Do-hyun watched with amazement. It's working, he said. They're actually winning. But then a new alert sounded. Ha-in's face went pale as she looked at her screen. Sir, long-range sensors show more Vidari ships entering the system. A lot more. At least 50 vessels. Taiwan's voice came over the comm. We need a new plan. And I think I know what it is. The Vidari commander's face filled the screen. His 4 eyes glowed with anger. I am war leader Murek of the Vidari Dominion, he said. Who commands these primitive vessels that attack my ships? I am Captain Taiwan of Earth, said Tadawan, stepping forward. We defend our home. Your vessels use banned weapons, said Murek. Nuclear missiles. Kinetic weapons. These are forbidden by Council law. We are not bound by laws that don't protect us, replied Tadawan. The Council abandoned Earth. We use what works. Murek's upper eyes narrowed. You fight like the ancients, like the ones who nearly destroyed our ancestors." The connection ended abruptly. "The ancients?" asked Admiral Do Hyun. What did he mean? Young Mei was already searching through historical records on her tablet. "Sir, I think I found something. In the oldest records before Earth joined the Council, there was a war. The First Galactic War. That was 500 years ago," said Tadawon. "Yes, but look at this," said Young Mei, showing her tablet. The war was between the early Council races and a species called the Corvin. The Corvin used weapons very similar to ours, and they nearly won. "What happened to them?" asked Han. "They were defeated when the Council races united. After that, the Council banned all primitive weapons. They called them cruel and barbaric." Taiwan thought for a moment. "So the Vedari know these old weapons. They fear them. And they have a good reason," said Yang Mai, still reading. "These records show that human tactics are almost identical to Corvin tactics. The Council must have seen this when they first met humans. That's why they wanted us to forget our military past." A new message came in from Jin Su on the *Haesong*. "Captain, I found something in the carrier's database. Old battle plans, formation flying patterns, electronic warfare codes. Things the Council made illegal." "Can you use them?" asked Tadwan. "Better than that," said Jin Su with excitement. "I can create a secure network using these old codes. The Vedari won't be able to listen in. Our ships can talk to each other without being heard." "Do it," ordered Tadwan, "and send all the battle plans to Yang Mei." For the next 6 hours, the museum fleet prepared. Yang Mei studied the ancient tactics and shared them with all 5 ships. Jin Su built a communication system using frequencies that hadn't been used in centuries. The regular Earth defense ships watched and learned. Their captains, trained in Council methods, had never seen such tactics. Many were shocked by the aggressive plans. "This formation is too tight," said one modern captain. "Ships could hit each other." "That's the point," explained Taiwan. "The enemy expects set distances between ships. If we fly closer, their targeting systems get confused." Slowly, the modern ships began to understand. They adjusted their systems to work with the old ways. When the Vedari fleet entered Earth orbit, they found not just 5 museum ships waiting for them, but 20 modern ships as well, all flying in formations not seen in 500 years. The Vedari attack began with a massive volley of energy weapons, but the Earth ships were not where they were supposed to be. They moved in random patterns, bunched together in tight groups, then spreading out rapidly. "Their shots are missing," reported Yang Mei from the tactical station. "They're trying to predict our movements," said Tadwan. "But they can't. We don't follow the rules." The *Hidoji* led a group of 3 modern ships in a direct attack on a Vedari cruiser. The modern ships fired their energy weapons, while the *Hidoji* launched nuclear missiles from close range. The Vedari ship had no defense against this combined attack. It exploded in a bright flash. All across the battlefield, Earth ships were fighting with new confidence, using old methods that the enemy had forgotten how to counter. In the command center, Admiral Do Hyun watched with amazement. "It's working," he said. "They're actually winning." But then a new alert sounded. Ha-in's face went pale as she looked at her screen. "Sir, long-range sensors show more Vedari ships entering the system. A lot more. At least 50 vessels." Taiwan's voice came over the comm. "We need a new plan, and I think I know what it is."